The Canada Day long weekend is not far off now, and so today we're looking at some healthy grilling alternatives to enjoy on the barbecue with your family and friends. Ron and Matt Caudle are with us today from Caudles Catch. We're going to talk about tips for grilling all of this, but first let's look at our options, Ron.
Yes,
There's a lot to choose from.
There is, Nancy, a lot to choose from for the barbecue. And some people don't think about it, but most seafood could go on the barbecue. You just have to know how to do it properly. Whole fish is always a great option on the barbecue. You cook them whole with the head and the tail on. You can stuff them, and then you can portion them after you've cooked them on the barbecue.
Okay, so you really don't have to do much then.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You can stuff them with lemons or limes, like these garnishes that we have here. Go great with the whole fish. Keep some nice citrus flavors in them for the summertime.
Right. You just have to know, have a little skill with how to fillet them when they're done.
Exactly. Or you can just open them up and chunk them and serve them like.
Okay. Speaking of chunks, that is a large piece of tuna.
That is. That's a yellowfin tuna. We fly this in twice a week. It's like a sushi grade. You can eat it raw, but it's great on the grill. You can season it with whatever flavors you'd like. We've got tons of seasonings at the retail store. Just have to cook it to medium rare. Medium rare. Yes, very important.
Don't overdo it. Same holds true for the salmon. Wow, those are some great looking fillets.
That's correct. So what wild sockeye is in season now, so we fly that in 3 times a week from the Pacific, from BC. So the wild sockeye here on a Cedar board is always a great way. Matt's doing some of those.
You always know the wild from the farm by that deeper color, right?
That's true. For the sockeye especially, the sockeye is a deep, deep red and less marbling than the Atlantic, so you have to be careful when you're cooking it, a little bit less so it'll stay moist. Always good to cook your seafood to medium. And when it's on the grill, just like a steak or chicken, don't be afraid to cut into it to see where it's at.
Okay, all right. So if that's not your thing, there's some other seafood options here.
So we do some stuff at Caudles where we already have it barbecue ready. So skewers are very important. We've got bacon wrapped skewers, we've got scallops on a skewer, we've got swordfish on a skewer, and of course the mushrooms for a meal or an appetizer do really well on the grill. The important thing there is just to oil them so they don't stick to the grill.
Okay, and you can even do fish in the shell. That's like the lobster
absolutely,
and the shrimp.
absolutely. That's probably the favorite, like the old dad eats shrimp on a Barbie.
Yes.
So there's some giant shrimp there. You can do lobster tails. You can even do shellfish like oysters and clams on the barbecue.
Oh, really?
You just put them on, and when they open, they're done, and you can eat them just like that.
All right, well, Matt's over here working away, slaving over the hot grill.
That's it, as always.
A little bit of all of that is on here, Matt.
Yeah, so mostly just the stuff that we talked about now in the cooked form, so you can get a look at, you know, the shrimp. They've gone from the green tiger shrimp, lost their green color. They now have a nice firm texture, nice and pink inside. So again, cook them in the shell to keep that moisture in. That barbecue tends to dry stuff out, so you want to keep that moisture in, not dry them.
Do you put oil on them or anything?
I've oiled up everything here pretty well. That's one thing that's actually quite important to remember, to oil up all your seafood items nicely. You can either oil the product, oil the grill, or do both.
Okay.
And just that keeps it from sticking, and it makes everything easier. And then another thing is just have something like a flexible spatula that you want to can bend and get right under the seafood, because again, it's a delicate thing. It's not like a steak where you can just beat it up with tongs. You're gonna have to be a little gentle, but you can pull it off. All this stuff is cooked. Even the skinless piece of salmon is being cooked on the grill, no problem. So, you know, as long as you're careful, oil everything up nicely. And
you've got the plank going?
Yeah, that's the cedar planked salmon that we talked about. A classic summer thing. Like, you know, it smells so good. You can do it on a charcoal grill, you can do it on a propane grill, you can even do it over a fire if you want to, carefully. And it just has such a beautiful flavor. We put a little sugar and spice seasoning on there, and it's just melting your mouth.
Should we plate some of this up?
Yeah, sure. So just, again, when we're, you know, taking our stuff off the grill, we just want to be very careful, get right up under it, and then just kind of put her right down there. We'll get our other piece. You can see the color contrast there between the wild and the Atlantic salmon. And why not, we'll just throw a lobster tail there right beside it.
That's a meal.
That looks like a good meal to me there.
So you grilled the lobster the open side
yeah,
down.
So you can actually split it down the back, and then you can expose the meat to the grill so you can get a little bit of caramelization on it.
Okay.
And then it's really easy to handle on the grill, and that presents beautifully too.
So do you cook it the whole time down, or do you flip it?
No, I cook it the whole time down.
Okay.
And the shell, with the top shell, would hold in a lot of the heat, and it would cook the thing right through. So
it all looks fantastic. Some great ideas for Canada Day. Thank you so much, Ron and Matt.
Thank you.